The images that emerged from the concentration camps after World War II shocked the world. The human suffering that took place in those camps are among the most horrific the world has ever seen. But the question remains, could more have been done to stop the suffering sooner? If the Allies had acted sooner, if the gas chambers had been bombed, could lives have been saved? But perhaps the more pressing question now is, will the world let the Holocaust happen again? Will we shy away from the suffering, thinking that we have no power to stop it?
American congressmen invited to view the atrocities were told by General Eisenhower, nothing is covered up. We have nothing to conceal. The barbarous treatment these people received in the German concentration camps is almost unbelievable. I want you to see for yourselves and be the spokesman for the United States.
There are several examples of genocide today which are publicized in the media, but there is a similar persecution and extermination going on today to the Baha'is of Iran.
The Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, instructed command headquarters to identify all Baha'is, collect any and all information on their activities and addresses. Our Anti-Defamation League recently compared this secret letter to steps taken against the Jews in Europe in the 1930s.
Government-sponsored persecution, and we in the Congress should not be silent, as Iran sets up the mechanism to ethnically cleanse its Baha'i minority, totaling over 250,000 human beings. Never have followers of a more peaceful or gentle creed faced a more cruel and unjust tormentor. They have a faith which renders them incapable of being a threat to a government. So it is up to us to speak for them.
The plight of Iranian Baha'is is significantly deteriorated during the last year. In the past year, dozens of Baha'is were arrested, detained, interrogated, and subsequently released after, in some cases, weeks or months in detention. Charges typically ranged from causing anxiety in the minds of the public and of officials, or spreading propaganda against the regime.
The Constitution of Iran does not recognize the Baha'i faith as a religious minority. When asked about the persecutions and the injustices inflicted upon the Baha'i community in Iran, this was President Ahmadinejad's response.
When we talk about divine religions, the Jewish groups, their prophet was the Holy Moses, and the Christians, Christ, and the Muslims, the Prophet of Islam. Can you tell me who the divine prophet of the religion you mentioned appeared and was revealed to when exactly? Did he have a name? Good luck. Thank you.
It is incumbent on Congress to reveal the real truth about this Iranian leader. We must demonstrate to the international community that while Iran's president has become a ruthless dictator who espouses hatred, discrimination, and tyranny, the United States is standing for liberty and toleration, human rights, and freedom, especially for Baha'is in Iran.
Thousands of early believers were killed. This picture, taken in 1896, shows a Baha'i father and son in chains with a fellow Baha'i. Both were executed. This drawing depicts the death of a Baha'i at the beginning of the faith and appeared in a magazine in 1911.
My father was a doctor, a physician. He was alone in his office.
My mother and the rest of the members of the National Assembly, they were in prison.
Revolutionary Guard, they offered my father, we say that you are Zoroastrian, and my father refused that. And so they executed.
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 Thousands of them. Do you be heretics?
It is not a religion. I told you, I consider it as a political, treacherous political movement, created primarily by the Russians, then supported strongly by the British, and now has the strong support of American media and foreign policy and everything.
Are they a threat to Islam?
No.
It is purely and simply religious fanaticism which causes this persecution, and they don't want the world to know it. In fact, in many cases where the Baha'is have been tortured and accused of being spies for Israel or spies for the United States, and yet they can go free if they merely sign a piece of paper saying that they are Muslims and they recant their Baha'i faith. Well, this is obviously the answer to the false charges.
Baha'i holy sites have been destroyed. Persecutions again intensified in the 1980s. Hundreds of Baha'is were killed, most notably 10 Baha'i women killed June 18, 1983, for teaching Baha'i children to read and write. Baha'i cemeteries have similarly been desecrated, this one in 2007 and this one in 2009. These 3 Baha'is were arrested in 2007 and are serving a 4-year sentence on charges related to their religious beliefs.
Would the Iranian government consider protecting Baha'is if it felt they were in great danger?
You know, what do you mean by protection? To what extent?
Protection in the sense that in 1979 their holiest shrine was dismantled.
The shrine is not considered holy. We take it as a center of conspiracy. Very simple.
Members of the Baha'i faith say it's a question of genocide.
What one congressman called a case of religious genocide unique at this moment on this planet.
7 Baha'i leaders in Iran were arrested in 2008. On February 11, 2009, the Deputy Prosecutor General announced that their trial would soon start. They have been held for nearly a year without access to their attorney, Nobel laureate Shireen Ebadi.
When a group came to my house, I called the police. A few officers came, and interestingly, they did nothing. It was as if their responsibility was just to watch how they destroyed my plaque and defaced my doors and walls. They didn't even discourage or try to stop them. When a court illegally forbids me from seeing my clients and denies them their rights as prisoners, as with the Baha'is, it's my responsibility as a lawyer to bring this matter to the world's attention and tell them that these prisoners' rights have been crushed. This applies to women too. When I see that a court does not listen to what I say and is acting illegally, I immediately inform the Iranian people and the people of the world via the media.
I urge the adoption of this Kirk Andrews resolution and mightily thank the chairman of the committee, Ms. Ross Lightnin, and the chairman of the subcommittee, Ms. Shabbat, for help bringing this before America's Parliament and calling real attention to help avert what could be a new crime of the century. And yield back.
House Resolution 175 condemns the persecution of Baha'is in Iran. To support the resolution, go to www.house.gov to send a letter to your representative to co-sponsor the resolution. A similar resolution was introduced in the Senate on March 9, 2009.